Yep. Yo, you heard of a cow house? You know,
Who was it that said cow house? It was
a house
a house for cows.
for the cows.
A cow house.
Well, it's just
Jesse.
it's just like a cow house.
Yeah, that's for the house for the cows. That's for all the fat.
Yes, probably. Yeah, yes.
In Hollywood, right?
Anyway, welcome to episode 21 of the Restored Geeks Podcast. My name is Tristan.
I'm Chandler.
Yes, sir. Today's podcast is going to be a Christian perspective on Pluribus, finding the Plumbus. Yes. But anyway, that's what I think about every time I say Pluribus, the Plumbus. Gotta find the Plumbus. Everybody's got a Plumbus. Anyway, but first, before we do that, let's get to what, has been going on in geekdom. Starting with gaming. What have y'all been doing for gaming?
Joseph, go.
Yeah, Joseph, you go first.
I've been doing my shiny only run in my Pokemon.
Which one?
ZA.
ZA, is that the newest one? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been going back and playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Oh, cool. Nice. I haven't seen that game in a long time.
Having fun with it.
Good.
Getting a few people. Every time I go on, I still get a few people, like, for matches, stuff like that, so good. And then I played the new season that came out, it was either yesterday or the day before, the new season of Marvel Rivals came out, where Deadpool came out.
Yeah, saw that. Only saw that because Burnt Peanut was on it, so.
Bro, you play it, you play some Marvel Rivals with me?
Bruh, I ain't getting into that Gooner Fest right now.
You do be Gooner Fest.
It would be Gooner Fest because the whole hub area that they have.
Yeah.
You can make people real big, and one of them is just one of the barely clothed girls up big.
You would know.
You would know.
It was on a short. I'm sorry, but that's pretty much it.
Alright. What about you, Chandler? What have you been playing this
What have you been playing?
I have been playing Claire Obscure. I'm trying to beat that needle making person.
You're stuck on him? Lol.
For the what he like curses you.
Just an FYI for anyone listening. I've beaten like 2 bosses for him because he sucks.
What he like curses you, so you're like on a timer.
Yeah.
To beat him. So
if you use the correct build I set up for you, you light him on fire with some other character or with Lune, then you're
probably gonna have to watch me do
you
this.
elemental
Later.
trick,
yes,
which should give you a 100% crit chance, meaning you should get all 4 stains, and then elemental genesis, and he's dead.
You're probably gonna have to watch me do.
One second.
We'll do that tonight because their mom's got a football game too, so we'll probably just
Once I get done with all the YouTube stuff that I have right now I'm gonna play some Players Gear for that. And
you need to. It's a great game, fantastic game.
Anyway, so I've been playing.
Wait, can I finish?
No.
Yeah, it's Claire Obscure. I'm finished.
Seriously? Anyway,
I just did the whole like the South Park. Ma'am, can I finish? Let me finish.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm fit. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4.
Really?
The current season's really good. I'm enjoying it, and plus they added the Paladin in, which honestly is one of the most fun leveling experiences I've had in a very long time. Just being able to play Paladin again.
Yeah.
I'm also mostly playing it because I physically cannot play Path of Exile 2 anymore. I don't know what's going on. I've tried everything under the sun to fix it. It is completely unplayable for me. What happens is the game itself is running fine. My GPU is only at like 20% usage. The game is not that powerful on my GPU, and that's on Ultra, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not my computer doing this.
Yeah.
Except for what it could possibly be the computer. I doubt it because it's only this game that does this.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, when I'm playing Path of Exile 2, I've had the network thing open. I get these massive network spike lags, and then my computer just completely disconnects my Wi-Fi adapter.
Yeah.
As in, acts like it got completely unplugged. I do not know why it's doing this, and this is the only game that does it. The game is unplayable because of it.
That's pretty much the same thing that happened to me with Fortnite.
Well, if it was just my graphics card just not being good enough and it was lagging that, or it was just not being able to keep up with graphics, that's one thing. But internet lag peeves me off beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's disconnecting my Wi-Fi adapter so I have to reload the game every 2 or 3 minutes, I give up. It is unplayable for me. So I went to go play Diablo 4, which I've been having no issues with. Diablo 4 is great. So I don't know that there's any way they can fix that or what, because it's not my computer, because no other game does this.
Yeah.
But the other game I've been playing, I ended up buying this game. It came out back in May, I think, of 2025. In early access, left early access a couple months later, which was interesting. But I think it's a really good game. 100% recommend. It's called Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. If you enjoy Elder Scrolls style gameplay, especially Oblivion, especially the Oblivion remaster, this game is a spiritual successor to the Elder Scrolls. It is almost one for one the same type of gameplay and all that, but with the story of King Arthur and Camelot and stuff like that. It's really cool. It is not an extremely massive open world. It has 5 different areas that are open-ended, so it's not absolutely insane and hard to get into.
Yeah.
I absolutely recommend it. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. The only thing I have to say about it is whoever made the physics system did not know how gravity worked, because when you jump in this game, you jump and then you get the Family Guy 0 frame between animation where you just go, boom, straight to the ground.
Nice.
So yeah, there's no falling. You jump and then straight to the ground. It's hilarious. But the game is great, and I 100% recommend it. I'm having a blast with it.
Good. Awesome. Is that it?
That's all I've been playing. So all the gaming news are with me, and just to turn that off, turn that off.
So, Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 is releasing on February 18th. Ooh, another buggy mess I gotta play.
I've never played.
Yeah, I remember watching you try to do Chapter 4, and what was it, the Elephant Girl area?
No, it was Yarnaby. The yarn thing.
Yeah, but I remember it wasn't the main villain. It was a side villain you had to hide from, but she just kept finding you through the wall.
It was Yarnaby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember they kept finding you through the wall, because she would just be sitting there, and then you would hear the chase music out of nowhere, and then you're like, how? They're over there.
What I've learned is that what I've learned from other people is that if you make one singular running, they instantly know where you are no matter what. So you can't.
So they basically just overtune the AI.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can't wait for this. Can't wait for this one. I'll try my best to play it when it first comes out, because
There's definitely a lot of passion put into Poppy's playtime. The issue is that they tend to rush them out without polishing.
yeah. So, but can't wait to see what our villain is going to be in this one. What I'm doing this one.
My question is when are we gonna get was it Chapter 4 of that one game? Yes, we are professionals here. It's a horror game with 3 different horrors. The first one, you're at your house alone, and someone breaks in. The second one, you're on the road trip, and then
You're talking about Fear the Fathom?
Fear the Fathom.
They finished that already.
They finished it?
They finished for years.
I thought there were supposed to be 2 more chapters.
Yeah. They've already done it. There's one to where you are in the no, that one's the one you are. I think it's
The third one was no, the third
fire.
no, I thought the third one was you're watching the house for your professor and then your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, no, then you haven't seen the one to where you're a fire ranger in the fire tower.
No.
And one to where
Oh no, I have seen that one. That's the one where the cult shows up, right?
yeah, and then there's one to where you are getting a cabin out on the cold.
That one I've not seen. I need to see that one.
Out on the cold, and then you figure out that the person owning it is not actually good.
I need to see that one because those were some really good horror games.
Oh yeah, I need to play it. And there's a lot of other people that make games like that are from real stories and stuff like that they call it differently. I need to play them too.
That style comes from someone named Chillazart.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes some insanely terrifying horror games because they're very realistic, like the one where you play as the barista. Because the dude is literally stalking you. And then it ends on the extremely creepy note where you thought you won. You go back to your house and it just pans and it shows he's hiding in your friggin' closet.
And it comes out and that's it. This is good. It goes to darkness. She's like, oh, good.
The other one that was really creepy was playing as a VTuber.
Bro.
where she accidentally shows.
But she didn't accidentally, the dude hacked her, remember?
Oh yeah, it was hacked. Yeah.
But then it turns out the entire area of the town was in on it, willing to just sacrifice her to this dude. It was freaky.
Bro.
We're way off.
That sounds like a good premise for a movie, too.
Good horror games, but yeah, I can't wait for Pocket Playtime.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be streaming that when it's streaming out, putting it on YouTube when that comes out.
Alrighty, I got two. This one actually came from Joseph. I decided to look into it. The Steam Machine prices.
Mm-hmm.
So now they did.
What exactly is the Steam Machine?
Valve's console. So Valve.
But so it's not. Is it handheld or?
No, it's a full console.
Nice.
So they're trying to compete with PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Don't know why they're trying to compete with Xbox when they're working with Xbox.
I was about to ask that.
But yeah, I'm surprised Xbox doesn't feel slighted by this. Oh, they probably do, but
yeah.
They released the specs. The specs are pretty good. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they are pretty good. So I think it's going to be a pretty nice machine. My issue is the pricing. Now these pricings are not set. These pricings are mostly coming from people who know the industry and are just basically basing the prices off of the parts that are being used. So people are speculating retail price base will be $950. For the Pro edition, that will be the PS5 Pro, it'll be $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
That's pricey.
Yeah, yes it is.
But if you can prove to me that the Steam Machine will last longer than 3 or 4 years, Sony, and without you making a new console every 3 or 4 years, if it will outlast the PS6 and the PS7, if you could prove that, then the price is fair.
Pretty much one price really says it's trying and basically makes you have a PC.
Yeah, I am okay with that.
You could just carry it.
Especially with the fact that it'll have my Steam library on it. That means I can take my Steam library on the go with my Steam Deck and have an extremely powerful console. I enjoy it. I just hope the prices aren't like that when they actually release prices. Regardless, I may still get one. If it was that, I may skip the PS6 because I don't see a good reason to get the PS6. There's no exclusives I want. There's none of that. I don't see a good reason to get the Xbox either when I can get the Steam Machine and do that with it.
Yeah.
So... And then our second one. So here is the conspiracy. So there is a sort of conspiracy going around, but it seems to actually have validity because of the way the Steam page works, and even Google's AI and all that is convinced that this is an actual thing. So a little while ago, people were what was it? Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas both were available for $10, weren't they? For both of them, I think it was a bundle, and it comes with all their DLCs and all that. That was a steal. So people were trying to leave reviews. Some people were trying to leave good reviews, but when they clicked on it and tried to leave reviews, it said this product has not yet been released. So that only happens when Steam is making room for another game. Or is putting in another game.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other evidence where Bethesda's being very hush-hush about this. There's multiple projects in the work, but it does seem like we will soon be getting a Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Unreal Engine 5 remaster of both Fallout 3 and New Vegas.
Oh. Nice. Hopefully.
Like I said, if that happens, I'm playing the crap out of Vegas again.
Yes. I've not played all of 3. I've played some of it, and I liked what I played of it. But yeah, I'll definitely play through all that. I don't think I've never played New Vegas, but I've
I
watched.
100% recommend you play New Vegas if it does come out.
Yeah.
I think 3 in New Vegas. I think
Warning to anyone who gets into New Vegas. You will have no life for weeks.
Yep.
But I think Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I think I've only finished the like intro sequence of both of those and never gone past like outside.
It is kind of. I still recommend you play them.
Well, yeah.
Like, even if this doesn't happen, I still 100% recommend them. It is kind of hard to get into them a little bit because they're a bit janky because they're old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I can remember doing the Fallout 3 one and then getting outside and then having to do something and then just never touching the game ever again. For
Yeah.
some reason.
Yep.
But
I did play all of 4. I did like 4, but
Yeah.
I've heard 3 and Vegas are better though.
yes, much better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm also curious if they'll do what they did with Oblivion and then change the leveling system in Vegas to the Fallout 4 style,
Yeah.
while keeping some of the original, because I think that would be pretty dope. But not announced yet, but there is a lot of evidence pointing towards it.
Mm-hmm.
So, alrighty, that's all for the gaming.
Nice. All right. We'll move into movies. So, any of y'all seen a movie this week? You, Joseph, seen a movie?
No, I'm not saying.
No.
No, I don't think I have either.
Yeah,
So-
but
Yeah, movie's been kind of dry this week, so we're moving to movie news. What we got on the docket for
we
you?
have only one movie news, and it's just official. Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah, but do you think this will change a darn daggone
No.
thing? And yeah, no.
It ain't gonna change anything.
The way that this was, from what I've seen, the way that it was done, it seems like it was calculated. So
Yeah.
she's still going to be in touch with people. People are going to like call her up for ideas and all that. I don't think this will change a thing in the entire
Yeah, I don't think
process of what Disney has been doing with Star Wars and all that. So, yeah.
when you're done.
Oh no, I was just going to say, because she's the main one who wanted all this new diverse stuff in Star Wars, which we're not against diversity. It's how you do it. It's the way that they've been doing it's been shoehorned in. It's doing it at the expense of an actual well-written story. Rey Skywalker could have worked, but she is the quintessential Mary Sue is the problem with her. She is perfect at everything she does, and she has zero arc that she goes on. Because
She also somehow outmatches the Masters
yeah,
with zero training.
exactly.
If this was a real fight, Kylo Ren would have absolutely bodied her in the first.
Yes. There were no stakes. There was no stakes in the Star Wars prequels with her. So it just made it very boring. With all that, move on to TV shows. Joseph, have you seen a TV show this week?
I have been watching one. I've been rewatching my Sonic X.
Well, what is that?
It's an old Sonic cartoon.
Sonic Boom is better.
I still it's
Meme approved.
meme.
Bruh. Is that what that's from?
Yep.
I still haven't seen this. I've watched the first season of Sonic Boom. I've never seen the second season of Sonic Boom. I need to watch that one too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been rewatching. I've been rewatching Sonic X.
Yeah. Cool. What about you, Phil? What have you been watching this
So I've
week?
watched 2 shows. The one we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Then I started watching another show with Mom. So we've been watching a show called School Spirits.
What is that?
It's basically a drama that I thought was at least decent.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best show in the world, but it's basically about someone who, in short, anyone who dies at the school is trapped in the school based as a ghost, and one of the girls is trying to figure out what happened to her. The only way she's able to is she's the only person who's able to like communicate with somebody who isn't dead. So it's interesting. I think it's okay so far. We finished season 1. We're going to go into season 2. My main issues with it being the weird sexualization of what are supposed to be teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it on like Is it on like Netflix,
Apple.
Apple, stuff like that? Okay, cool, interesting. But is it like really like raunchy, hard R rated, or is it
Not fully. There's a couple scenes that are raunchy, hard R, but not all of them.
Oh, well, I mean, is it rated like TVMA or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Oh, no, I've never heard of it. That's interesting. Apple TV, but speaking of Apple TV, we'll be talking the one. So for me, one is the one we're talking about on this podcast, and then the other one will be Freerin, because I'm doing a video on Freerin on the Dorathion channel, and the first episode of season 2 released Friday, and I watched that. It basically picks up right where season 1 left off, and it's furthering the
Does it look
adventure.
Does it look terrible?
No, it looks. Well, are you talking about like the supposed change in animation?
Yeah.
It looks the exact same to me. I don't.
They said they made her slightly skinnier.
I
0 out of 10.
I'd have to look at it side by side in order to see a difference, but right off the bat, I don't really see a difference. But yeah, it's furthering her adventure of going, her and Fern and what's his name, Stark's adventure going to Arole, I think is what they're called. I think it was called that she's trying to find. So yeah, I mean it's picking up right where it left off, and I like it. And then after that, I started Vinland Saga, because we're going to be doing a podcast on that, because I've seen clips of characters actually like kneeling before crosses in that show. So I think it probably will have a interesting talk that we can do on it. How much have you seen?
I haven't seen any more.
You seen the first episode? All that? Yeah, so far I think it's actually really, really solid. I can't really say much about it without spoiling anything, because it's kind of like Arcane Season 1 in the sense of the first like few episodes seems like it's going a very conventional way. And then there is a certain episode it gets to where the entire narrative is flipped upside down and is going a completely different way than what you thought it was going. So I can't really speak about it on that. It's actually really good so far, and I'm very invested in it, and there are heavy Christian themes in it. Now, I will say that the Christians that have popped up in it so far, they're kind of like a mix of both good and then a caricature. Because there's one like family that the main character comes across that is actually like, they're I can't really say anything without spoiling anything. They're trying to make him be a good influence on the main character, because that's what Christ would want them to do. But then he comes across a monk who is a war general and just wants money. And that monk is this short, fat, loud caricature of a character. And in a very obvious, like, hypocrite, because what is a monk doing being a war general? Yeah, but it's definitely really solid so far, and we'll be doing a podcast on that soon, once I finish it. It's like 2 seasons, I think. So I got one thing that I think will be a very interesting conversation to have. So the author of the manga Attack on Titan, apparently they've been re-releasing like the last specials in theaters in like Japan and all that. He apparently came out and said that he is currently working, but he does not necessarily know if he's ever going to write another manga again, because he feels like he emptied himself making Attack on Titan. So I was wondering, I wonder if you just want your thoughts on this, Chandler. Do you think every author has to churn out stories like Stephen King and Oda from, ain't that his name on Oda from One Piece? Or do you think that some of them can come out with like one story, if you get what I'm saying? Because Tolkien only came out with Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings is one of the most influential pieces of fantasy literature ever created. And, you know, Attack on Titan is a massive epic. So do you think that every author has to be like Stephen King, or do you think that they can...
No, it's the same way that every game dev doesn't have to make games their entire life.
Yeah.
If you feel like you've done enough, then you can, but...
Yeah.
My contention is with Attack on Titan because I don't think I don't think it ended very well. I think it should have done a lot better.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean the ending could have been better, but still the impact that he had like globally and how big it got and how big of an epic it was definitely left like a legacy for it. So when I read that, it was like he was trying to. It felt like he was trying to like apologize to people for not really announcing that he'd been working on anything. He's apparently like helping other people be like an editor and like write other things, but he has zero desire to, at least right now, to like come out with another story because he felt like he
now
used what.
I was just gonna say nowadays we have too many people who don't want to like soak in a product anymore like that. They want to move on to the next one. They want sequels when we don't need sequels to everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one thing I would not want him to do is try and do a sequel to Attack on Titan and then just completely possibly destroy everything, all the world building and all that in it. I don't know. I thought that was like be an interesting discussion to have here because you have some that are like Tolkien that come out with only one story, but it's like super influential. And then you'll have ones like Stephen King where they churn out 200,000 stories in their lifetimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just depends. It depends on how like influential your story was, I guess, when it comes to writing. So
yeah.
And some people
I wouldn't say influential because now you're trying to say that everyone needs to write a story that blows up across the world. I would say more of, does it fulfill you?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, that'll be a better way to put it. Yeah, because I was about to go into that some people do they have this big creative idea, and they spend almost their lifetime writing it.
Yes.
So, yeah. But it may not become like as huge as like The Lord of the Rings, but still, it was something that they felt like they could give to the world, I guess, in terms of story. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. So, just thought it would be a really interesting discussion that every writer does not have to try to churn out 1,000 different stories.
Yes.
So, they don't have to burden themselves with that. So, yeah. But with that being said, we'll get into our main topic today, which is going to be a Christian perspective on the new Vince Gilligan show, Pluribus, which is on Apple TV+. So, yeah, as I said, Pluribus is... It's one that I have complicated feelings on because one is from Vince Gilligan, who created what I think is the single greatest TV show of all time, and then the single greatest spin-off show of all time, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But this first season of Pluribus that released from like, I want to say, what was it, October to December of 2025, it's not bad. Like, it's got a really interesting premise in the pilot episode. It just does not have enough story for me to like recommend to people.
I could recommend the pilot episode and say stop there.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically get most of the season just out of that pilot episode. That's the problem.
Yeah. It meanders way too much. So let me explain what the plot is, basically. A weird virus that may or may not be aliens infects people that makes them very, very happy. And they're plugged into a hive mind where they're all connected.
It's apparently some RNF signal.
Yeah.
So,
the main character, Carol, is not infected by this. She is one of the only, 5 people on the planet that are not infected by this.
And she doesn't like that people are infected. You now know the entire...
That's it.
You now know the entire season.
That is the entire season. Yeah, episode after episode, it just kind of goes in a circle where she's mad. She gets mad at them. They're trying to convert her, basically.
She gets mad at them. They try to convert her. She gets mad. She yells. They take damage.
Yes.
And then they leave.
Then she wants them to come back.
And then she wants them to come back. And then she gets mad at them.
Yeah.
And then they try to convince her and convert her. And then she yells at them. And then they leave. Then she says, come back. That's the whole season.
Yes. And there's not enough story for Breaking Bad's first episode has more story than this entire season.
Yeah.
So,
Like, we have a mystery box, which
Yes.
is what is the virus. Well, actually, we have several.
what is the virus?
The main one being what is the virus, the second one being what are their goal,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And these mystery boxes they're not being opened fast enough.
They are not.
He's basically going, all right, here's a centimeter, here's another centimeter, here's
Yes,
another
it
centimeter.
is slow. And it's not slow in like a good sense, because some things are, the pacing being slow is kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he's trying to make that the point, but it's also, I don't think the pacing's good.
No.
It meanders. There's a difference between slow pacing that's there, that doesn't waste time. But this is slow pacing that does kind of waste time.
Yeah, there's so many scenes in this that are just zoomed out, big, panned, with nothing actually happening. Like, they'll just either be talking about something insignificant to the story,
Yeah.
or they'll just be walking around.
Well, it's all mainly just going in circles, as we said.
Yeah.
She is mad at the hive mind and rightfully so, for taking away the people's,
Yes.
especially her.
Because,
Yeah.
especially because one thing we could talk about, they do it against people's will.
Yeah.
If they had let people choose,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but they just decided to infect the entire world.
Yeah, exactly. Then she, learns things about them, makes them mad. They either leave or they almost leave. She makes them come back, and then, yeah.
Yeah.
It will repeat that for about 3 times throughout the entire season, and then the season ends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Vince, season 2's got to have more to it. And the thing about it is that season 2 is probably not coming out to 2028. So, this show may die because the hype is just not there. It was there because it's Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad. But now that's been out, a lot of people have been expressing that it's just, it's not bad, it's just boring. So, from a Christian perspective that we're going to talk about today, it's mostly going to be on its premise and what it's doing and trying to do, or seemingly try to do. So it's, like we said, it starts off, the whole overarching premise is that most of the world, except for maybe 5 people on the planet, are a hive mind of, I guess, aliens, virus, whatever it is. We don't know yet entirely. It makes them very happy. They are, extremely content and never really mad. The only time they get mildly peeved is when Carol, drugs one of them.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of leave. They're like, we just need some space, Carol. But, so, every
And
human...
they sing John Cena.
It does. Every human on the planet is except for these 5 people, are plugged into this hive mind. They can basically tap into each other's, what each human used to be. They can basically tap into each other's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can honestly do anything. What Vince Gilligan seems to be doing with this, with Carol and them, is, so Carol has autonomy. She has agency. She's able to make choices. She's able to critically think for herself and make choices, whereas the hive mind isn't. The hive mind all think simultaneously and do simultaneously, and they are essentially trying to get her to convert to them, essentially. But they do not do it forcefully.
Yet they did.
They're seemingly not doing it forcefully.
Yeah, they seemingly be trying to convince her that they're not going to do it forcefully.
Yeah.
But in reality, once they get the thing, they're probably going to do it forcefully.
Yeah. Because remind me again what the stem cell thing was that she got mad at them for?
She got mad at them because they said they needed her stem cells, and she said something about how did you get them, and then they said that they basically admitted to taking samples from her while she was asleep.
Yes, yeah. So that they're seemingly this is the thing about mystery box stories. I don't entirely know what exactly is going on until we get the whole thing. They at first they seemingly are not doing it against her will. Carol has the world at her fingertips because they'll do anything that she wants.
They gave her an atom bomb.
Yeah, the season ends with her getting an atom bomb. Spoilers for anybody who is wanting to watch it. So Vince is obviously trying to explore like what actual true happiness is through individuality.
Yeah.
And so, from a Christian perspective that I see on that is that, first off, there is a difference between happiness and fulfillment. They're both not really the same. They can be, but a lot of times they're not the same. Happiness is what we would call temporary. For instance, if things are going the way that you want them to go, a lot of times you'll be happy. You'll be like in a happy mood.
Yeah.
But are you fulfilled?
No.
Fulfillment is ultimately having a purpose and driving towards that purpose, regardless of what the circumstances are. And there is like what we as Christians would call an eternal happiness that happens with fulfillment. That is not beholden to circumstance. The tagline to Pluribus is happiness is contagious. And that's the whole thing with the hive mind is they're very happy and very content. And their whole thing is they want to make the entire world happy.
Yeah.
Carol has agency and she has individuality. She is obviously very not happy throughout the show. She is what we would call a curmudgeon woman. So, but and a lot of the times it's rightfully so because they took her significant other, they took her partner.
Yeah.
What? No,
Forcefully.
Well, yeah, they did because her partner just straight up dies.
Yeah, they did all this
Yeah.
forcefully. That's why I don't believe that they're just going to let her choose at the end.
Yeah,
That's why she got so mad in that episode is she thought that they were actually letting her choose,
yeah,
but she slowly started to realize there's no choice. They're going to force this on her when they figure it out.
yes, yeah. It seems so, and especially when it shows that woman who seems to have chosen to be with them in the village.
Yeah.
So, like I said, what Vince Gilligan seems to be doing is, does happiness come with individuality, full individuality? What is true happiness? Is giving up your individuality worth full-on happiness? So the Bible talks in multiple places about, like I just brought up, fulfillment. That there's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. And the Bible in many different places, in places like Ecclesiastes, Psalms, all throughout the New Testament, talks about how real fulfillment is in God, is in what God created us for. God created the universe to work a certain way. He created it with standards. He created us in His image to ultimately to worship Him. That's what we are ultimately made for. And He created us with free will to choose that. From a Christian perspective is ultimately anything that is against God's standard that He set up.
Yeah.
In God's ways. The reason why there is evil is because we as humans were given free will. We were given agency. And we chose through Adam and Eve to disobey Him. And so now we are all born into a sinful state of original sin, what's called original sin, and we basically make a mess of the world like that. And we talked about that on the Attack on Titan podcast episode. So happiness ultimately from a biblical perspective, as shown in the Bible, is ultimately going by choosing to go by how God created us to be. The reason why there is so much unhappiness and pain in the world is because we've chosen not to be who God created us to be in creation. The Bible shows us multiple times, especially Christ shows us, that us following God in this life and living to who He created us to be in this sinful, dying world is not going to be easy. It's not going to be pain-free. There's going to be times where we are going to be unhappy in the sense of mood, in the sense of our mood. There are going to be times where it's going to be hard. Suffering is going to be a part of it. We should expect it. We don't seek it out, but we should expect it.
Yeah.
And from that, there is an eternal happiness, a fulfillment that happens that you're not always going to feel in the moment, but that purpose, it's from that purpose of being who God created us to be and keeping our eyes on the promises that he has given us in the gospel. And it's that drive from that gives us that purpose that keeps us pushing forward, even through suffering. Perseverance is what it's called. Even through suffering. And even if we're not happy in the moment and we wish and pray that things get better, we still push forward. That is like where actual fulfillment comes from, actual purpose comes from. And that is way beyond just happiness.
Yeah.
One other thing that I want to talk about is, what do you think about the individuality aspect? Because I don't know what, I don't think so far Vince Gilligan is trying to give an answer to that. He seems to be kind of ambiguous with it.
Yeah.
Do you think real happiness comes from full-on, true, complete, utter autonomy, individuality?
No. She's entirely miserable because she's without community.
Yeah, she doesn't have community and all that. Well, they do, but the thing is that they're a hive mind.
They do, but it's false community.
Yes. Both are wrong.
Both are wrong, yes.
Yes. They are completely homogenized into all thinking the exact same. And she has autonomy, but she has no community. So both are basically a hell, is what it is. What Christianity provides is, yes, we all believe that there is a God, that there is only one God, and that is the God of the Bible. We all believe that Christ is the Messiah that the Old Testament of the Bible prophesies about. However, we are all still individually who God created us to be, individually, in the sense of we all, as 1 Corinthians shows, as Paul in 1 Corinthians shows us, we all have different talents. We all have different personality traits. We all have different skills. And we bring all that together as a community.
Yeah.
And we strengthen each other and sharpen one another. And we help one another. And that is what life is. That is how God created us to be. God has a standard that we all are to go by. But that does not mean that our individuality is dead, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
And the reason why I bring this up is because some people act like in order for somebody to truly be free and individual and be an individual, they have to be able to sin as well, which is a very, very ungodly worldview.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, if God created the universe, if God created humans, then he created the standards as well. And those standards are what we are to go by.
Yeah.
We are not to be like, well, I got to be my true self. So therefore I'm going to like give into the sin.
Yeah. And then,
Like, no, we are to see that as the bad parts of us, and we are to lay those before Christ.
then it's also a misunderstanding that not every bit of individual choice is a sin.
Yes, exactly. Not every bit of individual choice is a sin either. Yes, right. And God doesn't take that away in heaven and all that. Because some people think that we're all just they think there will be a whole bunch of automaton robots in heaven, but that's not true either. That's not what the Bible says. It says that he'll wipe every tear away from our eyes in Revelations, but we'll still have our free will. We'll still have our individuality. We won't want to sin. That's the thing. Now, how exactly does that not contradict free will and individuality? I think that's a mystery that's better left as a mystery that only God can provide. Only the God of the universe can provide, as opposed to us trying to constantly rationalize that. And I don't think we're going to be able to fit that into our finite brains from an infinite God. That's how heaven will work, and that's the promises that we can hold on to. And those promises is what gives us fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
That we won't always feel in this life, but that drive, that purpose is what keeps us going forward, as opposed to falling into despair and all that. And either falling into the hell of becoming a hive mind like these people are, or falling into the hell of just being completely by yourself.
Yeah.
And utterly individualistic. Because as we've talked about, Pluribus shows both of those, the hive mind of the alien, whatever they are, people, and then the isolation of Carol and the other people that have the individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is our take on Pluribus from our Christian perspective. So that's how we process the themes in that show on it. So yeah, and again, if you want to watch it, go ahead. It's just I'm waiting till season 2 to see if I even recommend it. People watch the whole first season because there's not enough story. It has a reason why we're talking about it here is because it has a very interesting premise, and Vince Gilligan definitely seems like he's trying to do something interesting with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, what do y'all think? Let us know y'all's thoughts in the comments down below. If y'all like what we do, then hit that like button. If you really like what we do and want to support us more, it'll help us out greatly. Hit that subscribe button. It'll help us out greatly. Thank y'all for listening or watching. We love y'all. God bless y'all, and we will see you all next time. Peace.
Peace.